Growing up in Mexico, my parents did not have many choices when it came to their education. Just before graduating, both of them had to drop everything they had done to help support the ranch that my grandparents worked in. My parents did not want this type of life for me and my younger brothers, so they did what they thought was best. They decided to move to the United States to help us get a better life. This was one of their biggest sacrifices that they have done to make sure that me and my brothers get the life that they wanted for themselves. This was much more easier said than done. My family endured poverty, and the fear of being deported lurked at every corner. My legal status was my number one deterrent for not letting me considering even going to college in the first place. I had a very fixed mindset that an undocumented student like me would only be wasting their time and efforts to get good grades in school and not go to college, since I believed I did not have the same opportunities that my other friends did. My parents were well aware of this, and they tried to look for a solution. Luckily, they stumbled upon DACA, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. After going through the whole application process, I was finally accepted, and in the mail I got my documents that allowed me to legally reside in the state of California. This was a big lifesaver for me, because due to this, my motivation to go to college skyrocketed. I knew that even though I did not have the same opportunities as others, at least I had a chance. Suddenly, I started thinking of which colleges I wanted to go to. And after submitting all my college applications, the waiting period was unbearable. Months after submitting my application, I was sitting in my counselor's office when I got a phone call. It felt like a dream. I remember almost crying from how happy I was. Then I immediately called my mom. When I called her, she was clearly annoyed because I had called her while she was driving. And that is when I delivered the news. Everything went silent, and all I could hear was the car pull over and just muffled sobbing across the line. And then for a few seconds, all I could hear was my mom crying, tears of joy, because she knew that all the sacrifices she made, all the time she invested on us, finally proved to be worth it. Thanks to all of my parents' sacrifices and all the time they invested in me, I am proudly able to say that I'm first. I was first to graduate from high school, and now I'm first to attend a four-year university, and I'm going to be the first to graduate from college. Turns out that I was feeling something called an imposter syndrome, which is a phenomenon in which people believe that their accomplishments don't mean anything and that they don't really belong in the place that they're at. Fortunately, I was glad to know that I was not alone, because hundreds of people just like me experienced the same feeling. The path to get to where I am now was not an easy one. I endured so many things to get to here. The poverty, the immigration status, even the imposter syndrome, the feeling of not feeling like I belonged. However, even through all this, I know that I belong, and I know that I am the first to go to college, and I will be the first to graduate. And no matter how tough things get, as I know that as long as I continue to manage my stress and de-stress, and as long as I'm aware of what's going on, I can do it, I will make it, and I will graduate from UCSD.